Oh my goodness, Craig, we've got 4G.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Hurry up.
I know, I'm trying to send a
Get
text.
the map.
A
text? Who are you texting?
People. I got people.
We need the map.
I've got people I got to text. All right,
We
fine.
haven't had
I'm downloading
cell
maps. See?
phone.
Look.
Okay.
See?
Download.
We haven't had maps.
Wait a minute. This music
It's gonna make me cry.
is getting to me. We must find Sheila. As you can see, we get a little giddy when we finally have connection. 4G. 4G, people. We haven't had that.
4G. It's powerful. Powerful.
What you got? Anything?
14%.
Oh,
Down.
14%.
It's a big map. You ready?
So one of the places we definitely have to go to in Oregon is Antelope, for good reason, which we will tell you later. But for now, while we still have internet, we best get it on the GPS.
Antelope.
According to Wikipedia, antelopes comprise a wastebasket taxon within the family Bovidae, encompassing those old-world species that are not cattle, sheep, buffalo, bison, or goats. Even so, antelope are generally more deer-like than other bovids.
Bovids.
So I guess we're gonna go see a bovid.
Let's go to the Bovidae.
Try this one more time.
First, where are you guys at the moment?
Where are we at the moment?
Where are we now?
We're home in Boulder, Colorado. Up on, where are we at?
Well, we're overlooking Canyon. No.
Boulder Canyon.
Boulder
Yeah, so not much has changed this trip. We don't know where we're at or it came. We're at the Walker Ranch.
Yes. Yeah.
At the end. Where are we at, Tony?
Colorado.
Okay.
Next
We're ready for the
question.
real question.
Yes.
Okay. Who was the Bhagwan?
That's how we're
Are
going
we
to
going to
start.
start with that one?
Yes.
Who was the Bhagwan? I think we have to start with Antelope.
No, she wants to start with the bag one.
All right.
Go ahead. Who is he to you, Shannon?
Caught you off guard.
Did you thoroughly enjoy his hairy chest?
Well, that's the only thing I can think of right now. It's the description of his glorious hairy
It is beady.
chest.
It has beady eyes. He was a religious leader from India.
Yes. A very fascinating character, but not necessarily so much him as some of his followers.
And the whole scenario behind the scene. Yeah.
We have nothing about the Bhagwan.
Because the documentary really wasn't about it.
I know, it really wasn't about him.
2 years ago, as a family, we sat down and watched a documentary called Wild Wild Country, which is about a guru from India called the Bhagwan. Later he was known as Osho, which is kind of how people know him now.
So, what is Antelope then? What are we talking about here?
We are talking about a town that we had to see. We had to visit this town on our trip.
Because we saw a documentary
Yes.
on Netflix, which we just happened to randomly see. I think is on. I saw one of my friends had watched it on Facebook, and she posted something that said, "Hey, you guys need to watch this."
That is how that happened.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You guys saw a documentary called Wild Wild Country about a man named Osho, a religious guru, who escaped persecution from India and came to Oregon to escape it, and you guys had to go see that. Like, you had to go to this place.
Right, because the story was just so amazing. I mean, it was so. They did such a good job on the documentary, and we really wanted to see, was it really just fluff that they did?
And I think one of the things that was absolutely fascinating about it was the fact that this happened during our lifetime. And was it in the 80s?
85.
We were alive and well in the 80s. And the news was always on.
Some of us
in the
older
house.
than others.
The news was always on. And this was on the news. But for some reason, it's like, we have no recollection of
Our
ever
parents
hearing
have
about
any
it.
recollection?
Yeah, like nobody knows about this, but it was on the news. There's news
On 60 Minutes and
Yep, big stuff. Because the town of Antelope, do you remember what the population was?
50.
Tiny. And the people there were so awesome. Which it doesn't seem like, in reality, and now that we've seen it, like for ourselves, is like, it seems like there shouldn't have been any need for a conflict.
Right. And that's what we wanted to see, because you watch a documentary and they can spin it one way or the other. So we wanted to see what it was really like. And yeah, the town was just like they portrayed it. I mean, it almost looked exactly like the film. I mean, tiny. But the thing that the film didn't do a good job of is exactly how far away the commune was. And I mean, it was ridiculously far away. I mean, it took us 2 hours, I think, to get out there on a dirt road.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like these people were right in their face. They were out there.
And yet they were
And yet
right
they
in
were.
their face.
I think for me, the reason I really wanted to go was just because that you could feel in the documentary what these people were feeling as they were walking into the community for the first time. And so I wanted to see if I could feel the same thing as we drove into the community.
I wasn't.
Oh, Shannon.
Darn it. Some things have to be done right. Entering Antelope is one of them, so we shall back up.
Tell me when to pass the sign.
There it is. Let's try this again.
Entering Antelope. First thoughts?
Where's the town?
Second thoughts? Where is
There's
the town?
the town.
Don't think we're getting coffee here. We probably should have got coffee.
Oh no, they have to have some little local spot.
I don't know what this building on the left used to be.
That looks creepy.
Town hall.
Could have been a school.
Maybe.
Oh wow, it's kind of.
Yeah, I think it was a school. Still has a flag.
Maybe it is still the school.
It said no trespassing.
Swings. Wow. The old
Wow. look at
Ferris
this
wheel.
place.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Union Street.
Goodness.
It wants us to turn left.
Left. Don't turn left. Keep going straight. Oh. It's sad.
Next left onto Union
Oh, wait,
Street.
what's this?
You will arrive at your
Cafe.
destination.
Oh, it's for sale. Our chance for coffee has. Are we done? Is it?
Alright, let's keep going straight. We can go down a little bit and we can drive around it. We'll go down to East Street. Come around.
They have to have some RV spaces. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so sad. There's
Post
post
office.
office.
Is it open?
The flag's up.
I'm gonna mail that package.
Yes, mail the
Take the next
package.
left onto Marvin Street.
This
then
guy's
turn
here
left
too.
onto College Street.
Yes.
How's it going?
Oh, doing good. Beautiful day, huh?
Yeah, it is. What you seeing in town? Anything?
Oh, not much. Just passing through.
We are-
getting good pictures.
That's cool. We are too.
That's all about. Have a great day.
You too. Alright, let's pull this rig over.
They should have let Sheila buy stuff. Oh, it's just.
Oh, I can't get down there.
Oh, it's.
I can turn around right up here.
Oh, look at this place. Journey through time is right.
And I think for me, it was a belief factor in there because the story is so fantastic. It is so, you want to believe it, but it's unbelievable what these people did in a short amount of time. And a community of people to move a village from India to the States
And then
on
built,
the advice of a young woman who was really ended up being their leader.
and then to build a self-sustaining
Yes.
city that could house 10,000 people out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
incredible.
crazy.
In 2 years, 3 years, 2 or 3 years time.
Yep.
So that was something to go see.
What were our takeaways?
I think for me, one takeaway was, in reality, there shouldn't have been a conflict because they were so far away that had one group or the other just acted like adults, they probably could have lived together.
My takeaway was an absolute sadness from that experience to go into a town, a tiny town that is all but dead, and to know that because of fear and maybe some hatred, but probably mostly fear, just absolute fear of what might happen, and misunderstanding that they actually destroyed something that had started very beautiful, didn't it, guys? So,
In ways.
yeah. I mean, there's some things in there, but how fear kills. That really was my takeaway. And I wanted to be inspired by the little town of Antelope. Like, I wanted to go there and I wanted to love it. And I wanted to see the people that were still there and stuff. And there was nothing.
They didn't get the town back. The town just died.
Yep. There's nothing. So in destroying others, they destroyed themselves.
So you guys glad you went?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. I also learned how women can rise to the top. Sheila! Go, Sheila! What do you have to say to that?
No, say it.
Say it!
This is a family-friendly YouTube
No, it's
channel.
not. It's not for children. Especially if they watch Wild Wild Country. It is wild, wild country.
We have finally made it to Antelope. We are walking around right now. Place is completely like ghost town. Very, very interesting.
So we just are on the outskirts of Antelope. It was so depressing. It's dead. Absolutely dead. So we know there's more of a story here, so we are actually going to go the extra miles to where the Rajneeshis actually were, which has now been turned into a Christian camp, which is apparently amazing. Anyway, we're on a dirt road and there's no turning around, so we're just going to keep on going until we get there.
Yep. Dirt road.
Craig's looking for a backstory. He's got a good idea for a backstory of this whole thing, seeing how the townsperson does not want to talk about what happened here, which is fascinating history, which is actually what I said, and she said no. Not fascinating.
She said that's one way of putting it, is what she said.
On the trail for Osho. 3.5 miles out of Antelope.
Just paid $5 a gallon for diesel. That was great. Met a local.
Yep, got warmed up talking to a local. one out of the 21 that lived there. We are still about 7 miles from the compound, I guess you could say. We stopped to eat our lunch real quick along the side here, and it is just absolutely silent out here.
They have somewhat of a cult there now still.
Yep.
With their Young Living Christian camp.
Young Living.
Yeah, it's Young Living.
No, Young Living's the essential oils.
Oh.
Something living.
Something Living.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk us through just like what happened. So when you got there, what happened?
Well, we were net and escorted in.
We
when we got there.
What do we have going on here but an escorted little, well,
Yeah.
it's an escort over to the office.
We got stopped.
They say it's a Christian camp. I don't know.
Yeah, we got met.
They met us.
Escorted.
And made sure they knew where we were and that sort of thing, which is their property. So
But they gave us a really nice tour.
They
and
did. They
showed
were
us
great.
everything and showed us what was new and what was still being used. And
a lot of it is still there.
yeah, they had just started
Very
tearing stuff down. So.
Yeah.
In reality, there shouldn't have been a conflict because they were so far away that had one group or the other just acted like adults. They
This is awkward.